Hey everyone, Naomi Meredith here, and I am coming at you live. Me and little Freddie Fred are here to answer any questions that you have about my upcoming workshop. It's a K-2 virtual planning workshop to help you create a system with your STEM planning with the younger students. So you can watch it all the way through live. You can watch it back later, but I am so glad that you are here. And if I make any mistakes, that's what the joy of live. So thank you again for being here. If you have any questions about the upcoming workshop, post them in the comments below. I have some questions to help us get started. So again, thanks so much for being here. So the purpose of this virtual workshop is a lot of you in K-5 STEM are a little bit confused or just not sure how to get started when it comes to planning for the younger students. You feel confident doing lessons with the older students, you know that they can do so much in STEM, but when you get to the littles, you just don't know where to get started. Sometimes they get through projects a lot quicker. Sometimes it just feels like a free-for-all. You're not sure what to do. So this workshop is here to help. So within this 2-hour time frame, we will be planning a unit for a grade level of your choice in K-2 from start to finish. And within that unit plan, you will be creating STEM stations, a mini project, and a STEM and Stories lesson that are all revolved around the same topic and with standards in mind. So you will walk away feeling confident about your plan for your younger students for this unit, but then this is also going to help you set a foundation of future units that you plan with your students. So definitely you want to jump in on this. If you can't join us live, it's going to be January 28th, so this upcoming Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. So if that time frame doesn't work for you, it will be recorded, and then you can watch it back in your own time. And if you also are there live, you will still get the recording. So then if you want to refer back to the session later, you definitely can do that. So definitely a really good time. You get to hang out with me if you get to be live, and maybe Frederick. Oh, he disappeared. He's not. I think he's in the sun over here. All right, so some questions that you might be having about this workshop. Why should you even go? I got a great question today in my email from somebody who is in my STEM Teacher 101 course, and she was wondering what is the difference between the STEM Teacher 101 course and the virtual workshop. So in my STEM Teacher 1 course, it is building a foundation for your whole K-5 STEM program, and I do talk about the planning techniques that we will be doing in this workshop. So the difference between that is that this workshop is geared towards specifically in K-2. So in my course, I talk to you about the different planning structures in isolation and how to use them. But in this workshop, it will be using those same planning structures, but how to create a cohesive unit, and that is really targeted for the primary students. The way that I plan with the younger students has those same structures in mind, but of course they're younger, they need a lot more things. And so I'm really going to show you the exact system that I use when I plan for the younger students throughout the year, and then you're not running around chaotically. So that is the big difference between the two. So if you're thinking about joining my STEM Teacher 101 course, maybe even in the summer, and you're like, well, am I going to be overlapping? They really actually pair together nicely. And you know, I love a good pairing. So that is the big question. Again, if you are super busy, I get it. We're busy teachers in our lives, and you can't attend live. I did say that it is recorded, so even if you jump in for a little bit, join some parts of the live session, and then you can watch the recording back later, totally okay. I completely understand. So it will absolutely be recorded for you to view later. Now, a lot of this program, so who in the world is this made for? I'm checking out my notes. So I told you I'm live right now, so it's okay if I look at my notes. So this is structured mainly for teachers who teach in K-5 STEM, or maybe we even teach K-2 STEM. So it is geared towards those teachers. But you might also be a classroom teacher or a media specialist or a librarian who is also in charge of planning lessons for K-2. So this workshop will also work perfectly for you. Maybe you are even an instructional coach and you're supporting the teachers to teach K-5 STEM. Jump on in. So really geared towards K-5 STEM planning when it's thinking about a cohesive unit. And maybe you're even a classroom teacher and you just want to learn how to plan an even better STEM lesson, then definitely jump in on this. So lots of fun that we'll have during this 2-hour time. You might also be wondering, well, who cares? I can just find lessons on my own, online. I don't need to spend 2 hours of my time. I got this. I'll just use my 2 hours to be searching for lessons online. You can absolutely do that. And in fact, any lessons that you have found online, you can even probably integrate into this workshop. So maybe you have bought some things, but then you're feeling like, oh, all these lessons are kind of random. I don't know how to fit them in. One day we're learning about space. The next we're learning about animals. It's not really a cohesive unit. You kind of are thinking about standards or kind of not. So you could definitely use any lesson plans that you have purchased online in the past or things that you already have, and then see how it will all fit in together with this unit plan. So you don't necessarily have to plan from scratch. You can, but you can also use things that you have as well. That's being a good teacher. You can repurpose all of those things. I absolutely do that in my lesson planning. And in fact, in a recent podcast episode, I talked about planning structures when it comes to K-2. And a lot of times that I will reuse materials over and over again. So I might use the same robot with different grade levels, but then the content that they are working on definitely changes. So don't feel like you have to start from scratch. You can, but you don't have to during this workshop time. A big thing too, I know being a STEM teacher, because I am the only STEM teacher in my building, and I have a lot of teachers around me, but I'm the only one who teaches STEM specifically, and it can get pretty lonely, and you're on an island, and you could probably resonate with this as well. So if you attend live, will you be able to interact with other teachers? And the answer is yes. You will be able to interact with the other teachers. So that's the cool thing about the workshop, is that if you are a little bit stuck on ideas and not sure what to do for a specific unit, there are going to be opportunities to collaborate with one another, and that can make the lesson planning a lot more fun and just give you a different perspective. I, of course, will be there. I will be hosting the workshop, so then you can interact with me. You can ask me questions, and again, ask the other teachers there. And it's awesome because there's going to be a wide variety of teachers' experiences and things that they're experts on or things they need to work on, and vice versa. You'll be able to contribute as well. So if you can join live, it'll be awesome. But again, if you get the workshop and then you listen to the recording, you can still get their ideas too. So that's the benefit and a big thing about teaching. We love that collaboration. So if you're watching this and if you have any questions, make sure to post those below. I will definitely answer those. And if you're watching back this live later, you can post any questions and I'm happy to answer those as well in the comments so that I can get those answered for you. I would love for you to be there, and also it can help other people if they have the same question as you. And finally, you're like, oh my gosh, you're like, this workshop is for me. I so want to be there. I'm actually free. I can do this live, but it's a little bit pricey for me for where I'm at, or maybe you even have a classroom budget that you can spend on professional development. Are there any other options? So completely understand. I have actually created a letter, a template, and a PDF that you can use for your admin or whoever you talk to when it comes to purchasing options. So if you need some help with that wording, I've created it all for you. It's just a Google Doc where you can copy and paste and add in the things that you are working on. So I have that all linked for you. I'm going to put the link for you so you know how to get to the workshop and how to purchase and how to get ready and started with that when it's on Saturday, January 28th, 2023 from noon to 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. But I have that template for you, so you can edit, send it your way. You have a whole week to join us live. And then you could, of course, join in later. The recording will always be there. You can always join the workshop in the future as well. So definitely want to make it possible for you. I did see that there's a bunch of people who are either from the same school or same school district, and they'll be joining together. So really cool way for you to collaborate, to really feel confident with your K-2 lesson planning, and just set up a system where it really makes sense for your younger students. They're successful, they're doing high-level learning and engaging lessons, and you're not feeling stressed anymore with what to do with the younger students. You feel like you have it all together where it makes sense, it's cohesive, and hitting those standards. So thanks again for joining me. The link to get on the workshop is naomimeredith.com/primary workshop. It will also be in the comments below. I will also, if I can, I think I can download this after, put any information and stuff on the screen. So we'd love for you to be there and join us in on this K-2 virtual planning workshop for STEM. It will be a lot of fun, and you will walk away within 2 hours having a unit prepared for your students and that system to help you be successful for the entire school year.